mostly used in your labs. And further, when you are running this BEE lab, we'll come to understand why we are going through that, why we are using that regulated power supply. Listen here. First, let me give a definition of that. What it was doing. What is the task of regulated power supply? Regulated power supply will ensure that it will give a surety to user, to the developer, to the engineers, that it will maintain a constant output. It will give a surety. It will give a ensures that it will give a output constant, a constant output, a stable output, even though your input is changing. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. What it is doing? Input is changing. This is your input. What input? A sinusoidal waveform, a AC input. What RPS will do? It will give a surety. It will make sure that you will have a constant output. What is this? Constant 5 volt, 5 volt, 5 volt, 5 volt, 5 volt, 5 volt, 5 volt. It will ensure that output remains constant even though your input is changing. Understandable? If your input is changing, it will give a surety, it will give output that a stable output, a constant output. And another name for regulated power supply is linear power supplies. Linear power supply. Now let me explain you what are the basic building blocks of them. What are those? Step down transformer, rectifier, filter, regulator. These are the building blocks. These are the components which has regulated power supply contains. Focus here. Listen carefully. What is my input? AC alternating current. How much it is? 230 volt, 50 hertz supply. I am getting a DC output, that is your constant output. Means the work of regulated power supply is that conversion of AC to pulsating DC. I am saying a technical word, pulsating. That is nothing but constant. That is our task. Our task, our RPS task is conversion of AC to pulsating or a constant DC waveform, DC output. Understandable? This is our task. Now how we can achieve that? This is a step-by-step process. What we are giving? We are giving a alternating waveform which is of 230 volt. Where we are giving? We are applying 2 ohm step down transformer. Now listen here what step down transformer will do. Focus here. What I am saying? Step down transformer. Have you seen transformer near your house? Yeah. Just listen here. I am telling that step down transformer. What I am doing? I am stepping down. Where I am previously? I am at the height, somewhat height. Now step down transformer will step down the 230 volt. How much it is? 230 volt to our required voltage. We want 5 volt. Our operating voltage is maybe 5 volt or maybe 10. We want this voltage. That can be done by step down transformer. Don't use reduces. Don't use this term, reduction of voltage. Don't use. Use step down. Step down transformer will step down the AC voltage which is 230 volt to our user required voltage. Understandable? I will tell you why we need 5 volt only. Because the further components which are available here, rectifier, filter, those will withstand only 5 volt or 10 volt. Withstand means they can maximum voltage they can withstand, that is 5 volt. Understandable? That's why we are using a step down transform. Now technically how we can achieve this? Listen here, that is the diagram. This is nothing but step down transformer, the symbol of transformer. Have you seen this? Where you have seen this? In any subject. This is step down transformer. And if you draw two vertical lines, that is air gap between two coils, we call this as a coil. What is that? Coil. That is primary coil. And this is secondary coil. What I am applying? 230 volt. Now technically how we can make them to 5 volt or 10 volt? By adjusting the turns ratio. Primary coil to the secondary coil. The number of turns in the primary to the number of turns, these turns, to the secondary. By adjusting that ratio, we can get our required voltage. What is our required voltage? 5 volt. This is technically you have to do. How? By adjusting the turns ratio. Primary to the secondary. Number of coils, number of turns in primary to the number of turns in secondary. Maybe in primary we have 200 turns. Maybe in secondary we have 300 turns. Generally, 200 divided by 300 will get, how much will get? 1:1.5 something will get. Say sir, 1:1.5, 2:1. That is the turns ratio. By adjusting that turns ratio, you will get your required voltage. Why you want this required voltage? Because the further components in your project in RPS, they will withstand, they can take maximum voltage is 5 or 10 volts. Understandable? Say sir. Now this is my input voltage now. Now output of that, this is output of the step down transformer. Where I have wrote this diagram? At the output of the step down transformer. Understandable? Here right side, this is the output of the step down transformer. Output of the step down transformer is given to whom? To the input of the rectifier. This is input. Now this will be given to rectifier. Now let me tell you what rectifier will do. You know what rectifier will do? What is the process of rectifier? What do you mean by rectifier? Listen here, focus. Now let me tell you what do you mean by rectifier. It's an electronic device. It's an electronic component. Why you are running? Getting bored? Come here. Come here. You are in the third hour only and you guys you are yawning. What rectifier will do? Let me tell you. Rectifier is an electronic device. It's an electronic component. Your watch is an electronic device. The CRO which you use in your lab, the AC which you use in your home, those are electronic device, electronic component. Rectifier is an electronic device which is made up of diodes, which is created by having diodes, which carries out rectification process, which converts, rectification means conversion of AC to DC. Understandable? It's an electronic device which consists of diodes. What it was doing? It was carrying a rectification process. What do you mean by rectification? Conversion of AC to DC. DC means it's a pulsating DC. Understandable? Pulsating means constant DC. Now, what is the output of rectifier now? It's a unidirectional pulsating DC. Unidirectional. Previously what we have? Bidirectional. This is a bidirectional input which is given to rectifier. Now it was rectified to unidirectional. What do you mean by unidirectional? Single. I mean the single direction. Which is pulsating, which is constant. Clear? That is the process of rectifier. Now, what are the types of rectifier we have? Half wave and you know what are those? Half wave and prefer, the user, the developer will say, you can use half wave rectifier. But half wave rectifier has some issues with the power. There are some power losses. If you use here half wave rectifier, you will have a power issues. Power gonna you may lose some power. That's why they will prefer to use full wave rectifier or a bridge rectifier. Clear? Say sir, we have converted our AC input to pulsating DC. This is your pulsating DC, which is available at the output of rectifier. Technically, we can go for half wave rectifier, but it was not preferable because we have a power issues. That's why user or developer will prefer you can use full wave rectifier either bridge rectifier. Clear? Say sir. Now what I said, rectifier consists of what? Diodes. Now that is nothing but, this is nothing but bridge rectifier. The diodes, it consists of diodes which are connected in a bridge manner. Now this diagram, the complete diagram, you can say it is a bridge rectifier. Understandable? What rectifier contains? Diode. What is preferable to use? Full wave rectifier or a bridge rectifier. Now I am using a bridge rectifier which contains 4 diodes, D1, D2, D3, D4. Now let me explain you how we are getting this output at the rectifier. Understandable? Say sir, how we are getting this output? Now positive half cycle. When you apply a positive half cycle at the input of rectifier, what I am telling? Focus here. What I am telling? This is your input. Say sir, this is your input, positive and negative. So for the positive half cycle, when you are applying a positive half cycle here, the voltage which will be induced at the secondary coil will be positive with respect to N. Will be positive at M with respect to N, means it will be negative here. I am saying that it will be positive at M with respect to N. Then what will happen here? A positive will appear at E with respect to F, then it will be negative here. Understandable? I am applying a positive half cycle and the voltage which is induced at the secondary will be positive at M with respect to M. A positive here, a negative here, means a 0. You can say negative means 0. I am applying a positive voltage here at the E, and 0 here or minus negative. Now tell me what will happen. Two concepts comes into part. What are those two concepts? What are the important concepts? Think that I am applying a positive here. Positive to the which end? Positive. Anode of diode D1 will get positive. Positive. Anode of diode D4 will get positive. Phasor. Then what will happen? D1 and D4 will be under forward bias condition. If I apply positive here, what will happen? D3 and D2 will be under reverse. You can write down that for positive half cycle, D1 and D4 will be under forward bias condition, and D2 and D3 will be under reverse bias condition. Means they will act as a open switch, they will act as a closed switch. What is my input? My input is positive and output will be positive half cycle only. This is we got. I got pulsating DC. Like that, you will get a constant pulsating DC voltage. If you apply a negative half cycle, what will happen? Vice versa of this. If you apply a negative half cycle, D1 and D4 will be under reverse bias. D2 and D3 will be under forward bias. So you will get a positive half cycle at the rectifier output. Here you will get positive half cycle. Like this you will get. Understandable? Say sir. I got this output here at the output of rectifier, which is a pulsating DC. Pulsating means constant. Clear? Say yes sir. Understood up to here? Now what is my next class? Filter. Filter means we will use filter while having a coffee. If you put in a mixture grinder, apple, banana, everything, it will grind into a juice. Though you will have some slices of apple or juice. Say sir. Though some slices of apples are any pulp, we will say pulp. You will have a pulpy orange in your canteen. You will have a pulp. Now filter. Why we are using filter? I will tell you. What is this? Where you are using this now only? What is this? Rectified output, which is a pulsating DC. Now the filter, why we are using filter means this rectified output will contain high amount of ripple, means it is a combination of AC and DC. It is not a pure DC waveform. It contains high amount of AC. AC means ripple. Are you getting? You won't get a pure DC waveform. You will get a combination. It contains, this is nothing but ripple. High amount of ripple. It's a summation of combination of AC and DC. But we don't want this. We need a less ripple or ripple free DC waveform. Understandable? The output which is available in the rectifier, this output, this is a summation of both AC and DC. When you see technically, it contains both AC and DC. AC means, keep in mind, ripple. This is a technical word which is high ripple. Here I am having high amount of AC, more amount of AC. But what we want? What is our task? We want DC, pure DC, pulsating DC, less ripple. That is less ripple or ripple free DC. Now the filter will do that. Filter is responsible for filtering or removing the AC component and producing a less ripple DC component or DC waveform. That's why I have drawn the diagram like this. Focus here. Just listen here. What is this? DC. And whatever I have drawn, this is less ripple DC waveform. This is nothing but ripple, that is AC content. Till now we have not achieved this because it has less ripple. Understandable? Say sir. Yes. Clear? Now in real time the filter can be used as capacitor or LC filter and pi type filter. You know what to mean by capacitor? Say sir. You can connect a capacitor or you can connect an inductor and capacitor and one more pi filter, LCL, like that. That you can connect here to get less ripple output. Understandable? Say so. Now what I will do in the diagram? Here I will connect a capacitor. I want a filtered output. I want a less ripple output. So you can draw this diagram like this. Understandable? Are you going through? Understandable? What is this? If I draw this waveform, what is this? Pulsating DC, which is not pure. It's a combination of AC and DC. How you can draw that diagram? Like this, like this. See here, just join this. This is nothing but less ripple pulsating DC. Clear? That is the output of filter. If you connect a capacitor, you will get this kind of waveform. Understandable? But what is our task? I want this line. Say so. Still I have a AC. AC, less AC. What is my task? What is my output? A constant DC, which cannot be achieved in real time. That cannot be achieved. You can't get a pure DC. In real time means in real time application, in real time experiment. That is very difficult to achieve. Understandable? Now what is the last one? Regulator. What do you mean by regulator? What is regulator? The fan has regulators. Say so. What regulator will do? Focus here. What regulator is doing? Control. Regulator. Why we are using regulator in this means it will maintain your output constant 5 volt only, even though if your input changes. That is the main task of regulator. That's why we want a pure DC. I want only 5 volt to be produced at the output. That can be done by regulator. Regulator will maintain the output even though if your input is changing, fluctuating. There may be fluctuation in RPS. Like when you plug in a charger, you will get some distortion. You will get a sound. That is nothing but fluctuation. Or temperature may changes when you are using diode in real time. Because of that reason, we are using a regulator. Regulator will maintain the constant output even though there are fluctuation, even though there is input changes. However, our input is changing. Clear? Say yes or no? Now what we have done in this task? Alternating current converted to DC. That is your direct current, direct voltage, pulsating DC output. That is we want. Because your diode will withstand with that voltage only. Why? Because your rectifier has diodes, your filter has capacitor. Those operating voltage is 5 to 10 volt only. If you maximize input voltage, if you directly give 230 volt, burst, everything will gonna burn. Understandable? Understood the process? Say so?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Now, this they will include in the real time project. When you go to higher level, like EC, electrical, mechanical, civil, if they have a certain kits, have you seen kits? Kits, project kits, in mini project, major project, must and they should have this regulated power supply. It consists of those things: step down transformer, a bridge rectifier, a capacitor, a resistance. Everything will be implemented in a RPS. That is in your kit. Must and should. Maximum 90% of kit contains this, because the components which they are using, they want only 5 volt or 10 volt. 230 means that is. That is nothing but 230 volt. If you put in your charger, your mobile needs only 10 volt. The operating voltage of mobile, it may be any mobile, 10 to 12 volt. If you go to your properties, you will check the operating voltage of mobile is 10 volt. But I have 230 volt. That's why they are having a charger. Inside charger we have this RPS. Those all things, diodes, step down transformer, capacitor, everything will be implemented in charger. That was making step down from 230 to 10 volt. Understandable now? Clear? Clear the conversion of AC to DC. Why we need DC? Because to run other components, their maximum withstanding voltage is 5 to 10 volt. Understandable? Say sir.
Yes, sir.